All right, financial forecasters, welcome back. And today I thought I'd give you a little peek into my portfolio. Today we're going to go over the top 6 holdings in the financial forecasters portfolio. I know we talk about growth stocks, I know we talk about penny stocks, but where is the big chunks of change? Where should they be in your portfolio? What should you have in the heaviest weightings in your portfolio? So we're going to go through the top 6 holdings in my portfolio, and I hope you can see this is how I have my portfolio based. This is how I have my portfolio set up. And these are the heavy hitters. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for loving the videos. Here we go. Financial forecasters, top 6 positions in my portfolio. Let's go. First on the list, and it should come as no surprise, number 1 is Fortis, a utility, a dividend heavyweight, a stability monster, something that's going to raise dividends, something that's going to keep stability in my portfolio. You got Fortis, one of the best regulated utilities in Canada. I have $12,600 in market value, and I'm just saying this now, all the prices and all the money positions I'm going to say going forward are all market value and not book value. I don't want to go through all that trouble of putting here and there. All I'm saying is Fortis, it is 10.6% of my entire portfolio. It is an anchor. It should be an anchor in every Canadian's dividend portfolio, and in my opinion, is the nicest going forward with their 6% pledge over the next 5 years to grow their dividend. So we got Fortis, utilities, 10%, north of $12,000 in my portfolio. Next. Coming in at number 2 in my portfolio, we have Bank of Nova Scotia. Now this is a personal choice. You could have any of the big 5 banks, the big 3 banks in Canada. There's 5 banks you can really choose from if you're looking for some awesome yields and some awesome stability and growth. But Bank of Nova Scotia, I was able to grab it when it was yielding north of 8%. And in my portfolio, it's rocking 10.1% at north of $12,000. And you know, another stable dividend growing company. We're hoping as soon as the government lets banks have their little bit more discretion with their funds, we're going to see that dividend increase we should have got in February. I'm excited for it to come down, but that's 10% of my portfolio. So already we have a utility, we have a bank, and that's already 20% of the entire portfolio. These are the kind of companies that are going to hold you down, pay you in passive income, and are going to help you weather through these storms we've seen. I know we talked about growth. I know we talked about penny stocks and these speculative stocks, but it's so important to have your foundation. So number 2 on the list is Bank of Nova Scotia at another 10% of my portfolio. Stock number 3. This stock just jumped to my number 3 position because of the share dilution that just happened. And again, no surprise, we've been talking about it on the channel. I've been covering it at TELUS. Man, what a company. This share dilution to raise capital is just so it can fight with the big dogs. It wants to keep its dominance, it wants to roll out 5G, and it wants to keep those commercials with those adorable little critters moving forward. So this is another company, 6 to 8% it's going to raise its dividend, hopefully over the next 2 to 3 years. And this is a very stable company. I loved it at 26, I loved it at 27, and I have fallen in love with it at 25. So I've bolstered my position. I'm now up to $8,000, and that is 6.6% of my entire position. The next stock on the list, again, this is a coming out of the March low play, is Ryokan. Now this had the dividend cut, but I have been buying into it since March of last year. And I have been buying it to a point where it's dripping me 2 shares every month, which is yielding me north of 7%. I have $7,800 in this account. It is 6.6%, another 6.6% of my portfolio. It's giving me that monthly dividend that allows me to reinvest every month. And if you haven't seen what Ryokan is doing after Sunshine's retirement, it is going into mixed real estate in Toronto, the most ambitious real estate buildings I have seen of any REIT in Canada. And if you have not been noticing over the past 20, 30, 40 years, after a stock crash like we had in March of last year, the things that come out on top over the neit's 5 years are REITs, because the growth stocks will start to run and then they'll tumble. But the REITs, slow and steady, passive income, and it's something we're falling back on. You always go back to real estate coming out of a recession. They always come out the strongest historically. And so that's Ryokan. I've picked it because it's the best. It is the best. There is no better REIT in Canada. Well, maybe one, but we'll get to that for my number 6 pick. But before I get to that, we have number 5, which is my speculative stock in the top 6, and that company is... That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have TAT coming in at number 5. Now, this is a position I've been scaling into. I'm super bullish, and I have those other top 4 stocks that are buoying me and taking up my portfolio, but I'm being a little aggressive with this one. I think this is my lottery stock. I'm very excited about it. TAT, I have $7,600 in, which is 6.4% of my portfolio. It's a little bit aggressive, and I know that, and it's probably not the best pick for everyone else, but I see great things going forward. This is something that I could scale out of if I wanted to, if I don't see the numbers what I like, or I don't see management moving as fast as I can with the rollout. But as of right now, I think everything is smooth sailing. I think that the stock is trading exactly where it needs to be a great pickup right now. So that's TAT. That is over 6% of my portfolio. And now we're gonna go to the very last one. I've just scaled up this position, and this will round out my top 6. After this one, the percentage number on the rest of the portfolio dives significantly. So let's go to the last pick. Here we go. And coming in with the theme of REITs being pushed very aggressively in this portfolio, coming out of the last year's recession, we have Granite. Now, this is an industrial REIT, and if you are thinking that e-commerce and industrial space and real estate and just progress and infrastructure in general is going to continue, then a industrial REIT is a no-brainer. In the States, you have STAG, which is the only parallel I can draw between America and Canada when it comes to an industrial REIT. I guess you have Summit in Canada as well, but it is a much different REIT than Granite in my opinion. So with Granite, I have $7,200 in it. It is 6.1% of my portfolio. I'm very excited to have Granite in my portfolio. I've run up this position here and there. It's gonna take a lot for this to be dripping because this is a monthly paying dividend stock. But I'm loving it. It's stable, it's lovely, it is Granite, it is a heavy hitter in the industrial REIT space. You guys know my bullish theory on REITs coming out of this. They're gonna continue to be stable and perform much better than the market, I think, coming forward. So, the last stock on the top 6 is Granite REIT. So, those are my top 6 holdings. We have 5 dividend all-stars. We have 5 dividend stable, foundational. They take up like 25% of my portfolio. They are the base, that foundation we're always talking about. They give you stability through the hard times. They pay you passive income. If we go into a bear market in the next 2 years, then these stocks will continue to pay and bolster my position, and I will be able to continue buying stocks on the way down. I will be able to drip into these shares as the stock goes down and start compounding that interest over time. This is what you're looking for in a long-term portfolio. Again, we're not playing Teslas, we're not playing, any growth stock we're playing is a much lower percentage than our safe stocks. With the exception of TAT, which is a highly aggressive spec play, which I do not recommend for anybody else's portfolio. But if you are looking to put an aggressive stock like that in your portfolio, make sure you have your parachute stocks. Make sure you have your foundational stocks. Make sure you have the stocks that if this stock goes under, these stocks will hold your head above water and they will save you in times of increased volatility, especially like we're seeing with the NASDAQ down like 7%, the Russell's down, now the Dow and the S&P completely great, all-time highs. They're looking fantastic. We don't know what's gonna go on the market. I'm not gonna be all doom and gloom with saying I think it's gonna crash, but I know that these safe stocks are tantamount, important, and they're just so important to have in your portfolio. So please make sure that you have your foundational stocks, you have your financial, which is your bank, your insurance, whatever it may be. Make sure you have your telecommunications, which is your Verizon, your AT&T, your TELUS, your Bell, your Rogers. Make sure you have your REIT, which is your O, your Killam, your Summit, your Smart Centers, your Ryokan. I 100% pick Ryokan. I think that dividend will be raised within the next year. I'm hoping anyway. And then if you want to have your speculative stock, make sure it's under 5% of your portfolio. I told you I'm being a little aggressive and I've pushed mine above 6%, but it is what it is. I'm taking a chance. and I'm really bullish about TAT. So those are my top 6 holdings in my portfolio. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to just throw together a quick video going over them. If you want me to cover any specific stock in that top 6 more, I would love to, and you know I will update you on any move I make coming into the future. So that top 6 stocks: Fortis, Bank of Nova Scotia, TELUS, Ryokan, TAT, and Granite. That's it for the Financial Forecaster. Enjoy your week ahead. Let's see if we can get that NASDAQ to bounce back up. And like always, guys, let's get rich together. Hit that like and subscribe. Financial Forecaster out.